Hi everyone. If you've been asking yourself the question if I should be starting photography, if I want to invest in it, because I know it does cost a lot of money. And I think back to the day I started photographing or really started taking up photography seriously, wanting to learn more, focus on it, and improve my skills. I went and bought a second-hand camera. There's nothing wrong with buying second-hand gear and a second-hand lens because the camera I bought was actually from an ex-colleague when I was still back at Sabi, which could have resulted in disaster. So when I say buy second-hand, I would recommend buying from a respected and well-known camera store so that you know they've put it through thorough testing before they sell it on to you or the next buyer. But yeah, I bought it from an ex-colleague. I bought a second-hand lens because the camera I bought came with a kit lens of I think it was like an 18 to 35, something horrible. And I then went and bought a second-hand 70 to 200 millimeter lens. Now that D7 100 that I bought was a Nikon, was a crop sensor. There was a cheaper option, and to me at the time was the most affordable option, but also a good stepping stone into my photography. Now let's quickly run by all the other Wild Eye guides and see what their very first camera was when they got into their photography game. Johan,
Hello.
your first camera ever.
Canon.
Nice. Is that all you remember?
I think it was a 700D or probably a little bit earlier than that, 650D with a 70 to 300 Sigma lens.
All right. And did you buy new or second hand?
That I bought new, and then when I upgraded my gear, I went second hand. So then I went 1D Mark II with 100 to 400 second hand.
Okay. So you went crop sensor on your first buy.
That's all I could afford.
Brilliant. Good stuff. Busy man here. How's it?
Hello.
I'm going to put a nice music overlay to that for you.
Okay.
Your first camera that you ever used when you started focusing and realizing that photography is what you want to learn.
Yeah, my first camera that I ever bought myself was a Nikon D3200, and it came with a couple of really, can you beat things out? Anyway, really bad lenses. It came with an 18 to 55 mil, and I think I don't even remember, one of those terrible kit lenses, like a 50 to 180 mil. It was terrible, but it got me through, and yeah, that's my first.
Good stepping stone. And tell me, did you buy that new or second hand?
It was brand new, out
Brand
the
new.
box. I was
Yes.
shaking when I bought it.
You and Johan went big off the
Yeah.
bat. Brand new gear. Shot. Thank you. Fair.
Yes, sir. I'll just put that in the water.
Nice.
Yes.
So, your photo journey, when you started focusing on photography and wanting to learn and improve your skills, what gear did you own, buy? Was it new, second hand?
It was new, so I'd been a full-time guide for about a year, and really enjoyed the photographic side of things, but didn't have a camera of my own. So at that time, I saved up all my tip money, basically all my savings, and I bought a Canon 550D and a kit lens of an 18 to 55 and a 75 to 300.
Okay.
And once I'd purchased it, I was so excited, unpacked the box and realized that there was a whole bunch of buttons and had no idea what to do.
All the gear, no idea.
All the gear, no idea. So my photographic journey started with a new camera, no idea, and a lot of YouTube videos.
Awesome. Good stuff. Thanks for that, Chev. So, some really cool insight from the guys as far. Now we're going to move on to a veteran in the industry, and a veteran to photography. And you guys might hear something now that might shock you. But, gee,
Hello, Mike.
how's it?
Hello.
What was your first camera? Was it full frame, crop sensor, or can you go like way back?
I go way back. Full. My grandfather had a what's it called? Dark room, not light room, dark room. And I kind of grew up with that, so I played with some of his things. Digital, I think it was either the Nikon D1 or D2, the first one. It was like 2.7 megapixels or something. So my iPhone now has more. But yeah, it goes way back.
Nice. And then your transition from that point onwards, did you go to...
From there, I mean, I bought, I think the D70 something in Gibraltar 1 year, and that kind of got me into it. I came back from traveling international. I started wildlife with that. I had a little Sony flip. It was about as big as my iPhone, and it had like a slidey cover thing, and that was I thought I was the shit with that. And then, yeah, when I started, I upgraded, stayed in the Nikon brand for a while. Nikon D70, then to the D200. I had the D300 for a while.
And those are all crop
7000,
sensors, eh?
all crop so far. I think the first full frame I had was the D700 from Nikon. And then it was wild eye, so I was lucky enough to shoot with pretty much anything. And right now I'm on a 4/3 system with Olympus. So.
As am I, yeah. So you
Yeah.
went full circle. I also started crop sensor, going to full frame, and then
Yeah.
I came back to even a tighter crop system.
Yeah, no, 100%.
And loving it. But to end this, how would you, people looking into wanting to start photography, wanting to purchase their first camera, should they jump straight into full frame? Should they try out crop sensor first to save on the pocket? Just a quick.
I think for most
ending
people it
to
won't
this.
make a difference, quite honestly. I think you need to see what's ergonomic, what your final outcome is. If you're going to print very, very, very big files, maybe you can consider a full frame. The thing is, but then you get software like Topaz's Gigapixel, where you can upsize from an iPhone to print massive things. I haven't missed full frame on the 4/3 system, not once. So I think if you asked me this question 4 years ago, the tech was maybe a little bit suspect still, for lack of a better term. Right now, I don't think it makes a difference. See what brand you like, what fits good in your hand, and what fits your budget.
Take the leap and start shooting.
Done.
Nice, thank you.
Anytime.
I hope that has encouraged you somewhat, given you some answers. And one thing that I'm going to leave you with is echoing what Jerry said in a sense. Use what fits well in your hand. Use what you are comfortable with. Use what you can afford. And one way in which you can figure out what will work for you, what is comfortable for you, what type of camera gear you enjoy, is to rent some gear. Instead of going out there and emptying out the pockets and buying this gear, there are many companies out there today renting gear out. And that is a good way to put this gear to the test and to see if it'll work for your needs. And please do know the last thing I'll leave you with is that you do not need the latest and the greatest gear to create incredible images. Because if you can put the most basic technology and make use of that to the max and understand its potential and use that potential to its full, you can still create incredible photographs. So there's no need to go spill out hundreds of thousands of dollars to go and buy gear in order to take and create good photographs. Anyway, I hope this has helped. I hope you feel inspired, and I hope it's answered your questions. If you do have any more, feel free to get in touch and I'll happily assist. Cheers.